collecting a lot of bonus time dots. Actually, I should really have done the other route. Let me do that. This is PinOut. This is a vertical scrolling pinball game. Now, the goal here is to, in this run at least, get 2 laps of the game done. So the first lap, we are able to collect time dots, which are filling up that in-game timer at the top. And although that's slow a lot of the time, sometimes it is on the fastest route, and that's good. But sometimes we'll be taking, such as here, we're taking a slightly slower route by a few seconds to grab all of these bonus time dots. And these time dots are going to mean we have enough time in the second lap to finish the game. Because in the second lap of this game, you are not going to be able to get any additional time. It's all just going to drain for the rest of the game. And that's how the game sort of ends at a point, really. So, Race to Overtime is what the official category is called, and I'm just going to quickly focus here because this is a mini game for bonus time. The more points we get, the more bonus time we are going to rack up. Been a while since I've done this mini game. Very long time. Ah, 69. Well, that's nice anyway. Been a while since I got a 69 point as well. But yeah, really anything over 40 or 50 is very much a good score there. And sometimes you're just going to get a bit unlucky with the RNG of where the cars spawn. But basically, that is one of the mini games, or basically the game stops, so we don't actually do that in normal any percent. That's actually very nice. I do want power-ups in this run. So power-ups are going to pause the timer at the top. So it's not the worst thing to be getting that. But yeah, we're just pretty much trying to zoom through the game right now. Now, I want at least really for a no reset, I would say at least 600 seconds on the timer. So I've still got, yeah, so literally just run out that time freeze. Very nice. So going to be playing quite conservatively in this run, and when I do my no reset for GDQ, I'm actually going to be getting every mini game, although it's not really optimal to play Commuter World. I am going to play it for the GDQ run if it gets in, because I just feel like that it sort of shows off the game more wholly, in my opinion, if I play all the mini games. If I play 3 out of the 4 and I miss out Commuter World, then it seems less of a whole speedrun, really. But Time Doubler is very good. Time Doubler does last for quite a while compared to most of the power-ups, and we're getting a little bit unlucky here, getting some quite slow cycles, unfortunately, or some slow collisions, rather. Now, normally it would be beneficial to go on those tall ramps, those ramps that go on for a really long time, because it does skip some sections, and that is faster in normal any percent, because in any percent we don't really need to focus on the timer too much, but here we do. And we've got Laser Racer again, so we're going to be playing this for as many points as possible. Preferably 50 plus again. So there are 3 Laser Racers in an entire run, so we do want an average of about 50 per game, but it doesn't matter if we don't get that. See, 36 there, but we're still on above 100 from the 2. So here, there is a way of skipping this power-up, but I'm not going to skip the power-up because it's very nice to be able to... well, it takes 7 seconds to grab a power-up, but that is in place of stopping the timer for so long, and you're going to see why that's a good thing in a moment, because we're going to make use of a little exploit of falling back to the previous area to get more bonus time. So, really nice, finishing off actually early there. So, although it was a bit of a slow ramp, we're going to fall back, and that was a very nice gold as well. But also, the thing with 0.100 is it takes a really long time to fall back. There's these barriers in the way. Now we're falling back because I want to try and get the bonus time dots that are on the other checkpoint. That should not work. Yep. Oh, that's annoying. This just happens sometimes. We'll just make our way back up. That's fine. Now I'm hoping I can get on the other one. There we go. So, although I did run out of my time freeze power-up it was still good. And we did get both sets of time dots, which gives us 50 time dots instead of 25, so that's very good. It's not necessity in Race to Overtime 2. It is if you're going for a run like Race to Overtime 3. Sorry, I shouldn't have split again. That was a mistake. Oh, we're going to get push. Okay. So this is a very nice power-up, and we make more use of it in any percent. But basically, this is going to let me control the ball wherever I want it to go. And this is the only lap we're actually going to see it. We might... Well, we will be seeing it in a later level as we go through here. But push runs out very quickly. Push, the timer on push, the push power-up, it does pause when you're aiming. So if you're tapping left or right on the screen, it will actually pause while you're aiming, which is quite good if you want to keep the power up for longer, or if you want to use it, if you want to manage its use better. Here is quite a slow mini game. We're only going to get 10. That's a bit unfortunate, but that's fine. It's really slow of a mini game, really, and if you're playing more optimally and more safely, you would probably just cut Space Rocks out, that mini game, because it is just really slow for the amount of time you gain from it. So I'm going to fall back down just to get the other power up, because I would like that, please. Okay, we are going through, I guess. You know what? We'll just go through, because sometimes the game just doesn't want to let you back, so we will just go. And this is the other secret minigame. This only appears once, Commuter World. So you only get a few seconds of bonus time, but I'm showing it off anyway, because why not? But basically, every lap of this straight line track you do, other ghost cars will appear. And I've really messed this up, but I do want that bonus time. Yeah, so I probably have screwed myself over here, but the good thing is, in a way, there is actually a good reason to not complete this minigame to the maximum. I don't know how I didn't get hit there. Now, I'm gonna... Yeah, so if I didn't die there, then I would have actually just picked up that 5 and then left, because I believe it's that lap. If you complete it on that lap, you get your bonus time, but you actually don't get the full score. You only get the amount of laps you've done. It actually ignores the bonus 5s that you've picked up. So essentially you get scammed, and we don't want to get scammed for our bonus time. So you do actually stop slightly early, but we're going to fall back again. This one is a slightly quicker one to get, if it's going to let me. There you go. Barely caught the ball before it fell back again. Now here is a really open area, and this is probably the most polarizingly different area compared to regular any percent. So right now you're seeing regular any percent because we're playing the game on its first lap. Lap 2 is the overtime section, as I've been talking about. But the other thing, not only do you not have any way of gaining bonus time in overtime, but also you cannot use power-ups, because of course some power-ups help your timer, your in-game timer. But here we're able to get push, and it is a guaranteed power-up. This is the only time push is guaranteed in the entire run. So, getting a little bit unlucky here. Oh, wow, what is going on? Okay, some weird speed going on. You know what, we're just going to grab the minigame as well. This is Ascender. This is the other 4th minigame we haven't seen yet. This is fairly luck-based, of whether ships just get in your face and you just lose. That was just bad, actually, but 15's okay. I'm not going to be doing any of the skips here. There is a way of skipping this cannon and actually just going through the hole in the flippers there, but I'm not going to be doing that. Yeah, I am going to fall back here, because not only are we going to get 25 time dots, we're also going to get, hopefully, some more that are in those flippers there. Oh, or in those bumpers, rather. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, as I was saying on that previous area, if you are doing the overtime laps, basically what overtime is, it's just the game wraps around, basically. So where we started in the first area, which is called Source, canonically, because of the soundtrack names. That's kind of just what has been dubbed each area's name. So number 1 is Source. So in Source, that is basically where you start in overtime. So that's how you know that the game is basically wrapped around again. And it will keep on wrapping around even once we complete the first lap of overtime, which is the second lap of our whole speed run. I am really not doing very well here at all, am I? And now we're going to fall back, so this is terrible. Oh, no, we're not. Oh, we're going to get stuck. Okay. Please let me out. Thank you. I've never dealt with that before. We're going to skip that minigame, actually, because I feel like I'm at that point now where I can. Actually, no. That was a laser racer, wasn't it? I'm going to fall back, because we kind of need that. Yeah, we should be able to get it here if the cycles line up. Yeah, there we go. So, I would like this bonus time, please. This is going to make it a lot safer of a run. Bit of bad RNG at the start there, but bad RNG at the start, way better than at the end. And for some reason, my input didn't go through. So, we're just going to crash out on 23, apparently. That's fine. Yeah, so, Granular Rainstorm on the overtime lap, not having push in an area that big and that wide is really, really difficult. And all the rest of the areas are pretty much the exact same. We're going to get slow motion here. So it's bad for a speed run, but what slow motion does is it slows down the timer, the in-game timer, so it's really slow. Our speed is faster than the in-game timer, but this is still not the best power-up to get. In fact, I would prefer literally anything else. Really could have taken Motion Link, but there are better ones that I could have gotten, so it was still worth going for it at that point. So I am going to fall back in this area because the other ramp there, not only is it worth the 25 normal checkpoint seconds, the time dots, you've also got an extra ramp there that gives you another 10, so you're going to get 35 just for falling back and grabbing those extra ones. So it is definitely worth grabbing those for the bonus time. Unless you take a really long time to grab them, it's always worth taking those, especially if you only get the 25 on the first go. If you get the 35 and then have to fall back to get 25, then maybe it's worth considering not going back. Gonna fourth the map there, unfortunately. Yeah, really could have taken Time Doubler here as well. Time Doubler is much better than Motion Link. Not really sure why I didn't take that. In a run like this, I really should be taking Time Doubler. I've been doing too much any percent. Any percent you would never take Motion Link. Not really. Not if you're after time save. So I'm going to wait just for that red gate to get out of my way. So the red gate, basically, what it does is it now spawns in those red balls that you see. And I'm probably bashing it about quite a lot right now because the flippers actually do move while you're playing these mini games. So you could probably hear that red ball hitting the bumpers quite a lot back there in the background. Now that was gonna continue doing that until it sort of goes too far off the screen and then it just sort of falls back too far for you to worry about it. But here, really, the strat on this minigame, you just want to be firing loads of rocks early. I somehow missed a really easy hit there, which is a shame. But we go anyway, we zoom. Really, at the end here, I'm just going to collect as much extra time as the game wants to give me. I am going to fall back just to try and get this power up. Now, I believe this one gives you time freeze. Yeah, time freeze or slow motion. So we're going to take time freeze. Nice. Oh, that's annoying. Normally, that's just going to put you straight up in the flipper section. There we go. Okay, good. Sometimes I go for that power up and it takes me more than 10 flips to get out of the section again. So it actually ends up not worth going for, both RTA and IGT. Oh, that's, yeah, again, really awkward collision. So many awkward collisions in this run, actually. This has been super unlucky. And again. So sometimes you are going to get good collisions and sometimes you're just not. Sometimes that just happens. But the line markings in the floor do make it so that most things are consistent in this game. Of course, here, I'm not really demonstrating that very well. But, oh my goodness, and we're back again. Yeah, this is a really, really rough part of the run. But here as well, you always respawn on that same respawn point. So you really want to try and get through here as quick as possible. So we're going to take this path, because if we fall back and we're able to take that first set of flippers, or that first single flipper, we're only able to use the right ramp here. So by doing it this way, we're able to just quickly fall back, do it instantly, and just grab that other one there. Now, you can get really unlucky there and just get bumped by the red ball and just fall straight back again. That's even more unlucky than anything else that's happened this run. Luckily, we haven't got that. But right now, we're sitting on about 8 minutes of time, so I would like more than that, please. Gonna get push again. Okay, cool, that's fine. Push is gonna be running out quite a lot on this map, and we went off the level. That is really cool. So that is actually a trick used in any percent. We don't normally get it in this area because push is not guaranteed in this area, but it is used in 0.100, which is the orange area, and you pretty much fall off the map, and none of the obstacles off the floor actually have any collision. So you can just I skipped the minigame. That's annoying. We should be okay. We've got about 9 minutes of bonus time. So we're going to have to play out of our minds now to finish off this run. But yeah, that skip in any percent saves about 30 seconds. Sometimes more, sometimes less. Really depends on the execution. But the problem with that is it's also reliant on getting push in 0.100, which is a 20% chance from a random power-up, so it's really not guaranteed at all. But we are entering the second lap now, and this is essentially, as I've been describing, the exact same game again, but a really fast lap this time. We're just going to be skipping all the way through. No distractions, no mini-games, no power-ups. We are just speeding through here now. And this is probably not going to finish. It's not likely to finish, and if it does, then it would be a PB. So, really, I need to grab a ton more time dots, and that's why I've set my estimate at 40 minutes, because I need to be super safe to make sure that this doesn't die here. Now, the good thing is you can start again from overtime, so if the worst did happen, and I was on an amount of time that I couldn't possibly finish with, so like 6 minutes or something ridiculous, that wouldn't even happen in a regular any percent run, then what I could do is I could actually quit the game and then start... Oh my goodness, what's going on here? I could actually quit the game. What? Okay, I could quit the game and I could start from the overtime checkpoint. So you can actually start from checkpoints in this game if you paid for premium. Other than that, the game is free. But by paying for premium, you can start from overtime, but you can't actually start from any checkpoints in overtime because there are no checkpoints. You just play with the remaining time you have. But the good thing with my overtime checkpoint is I have about 1,000 seconds on there, so there's no chance of me not finishing with 1,000 seconds on the timer, really. And that is an embarrassing time save, but we take it. So I'm saving a lot of time compared to my PB just from not really grabbing as many time dots as usual. It's not really from playing better, I would say, because I've actually got way less time than is ideal. But it's probably making a lot more sense now why I have a estimate of 40 minutes for this, because it is just that tough to finish. When you're working up against this timer, the game just feels a lot different in overtime. The game is not altered at all, apart from not having power-ups, which only really makes a difference, as I say, in Granular Rainstorm. Now, the thing I did just there, originally there was a power-up on that section, and interestingly, in overtime, the only way to reliably get through that section is to go through the gap in between the bridge part, because normally what happens is the power-up stops your ball, and it pretty much allows you to like, the ball stops on the minigame orb, and then once the minigame orb, the power-up orb, and then once you've selected your power-up, the ball just falls. So it keeps no momentum, as we've been seeing. But it will basically fall onto the bumper, and it will just go forward. That's just an intended good part of the game's design, really. If you do end up falling backwards, though, it's really hard to get out of, and the only way to get out of it, really, is to do what I just did and go between the bridge. But that is really hard if you don't know the timing. It's actually way less forgiving than it looks, and I've had a lot of trouble there in when I was first starting out with this run. And when you first start out with a Race to Overtime 2 run, it is really hard just to finish. So really what I would recommend, anyone out there trying to give this a go or thinking about giving this a go, one, we're welcome to have you, because it will be amazing to see more runners of the game. But two, I would just say grab all the time dots you can. Grab every power-up, grab every mini-game, and just play super safely. And then once you've finished a run, then you can start to think, right, how many seconds did I have left over? I had 120 seconds. Okay, what mini game do I want to cut out of my route, really? And that's why I like Race to Overtime 2, because it just feels like a lot more of a whole speedrun rather than Race to Overtime, where you literally just race. This game feels a lot more like, or run feels a lot more like it's based on time management, whereas any percent is only time management if you're starting out. So grabbing a lot of golds, and all these golds are real. Normally I play pretty badly in my overtime segment because I'm just playing under a lot of pressure. I'll be very happy to finish this run. I've never had any overtime segment be this good, really. What is it here? 10-18 for overtime? That's fairly bad, really. What I would say, I would personally be aiming for at least like sub 10 or sub 9, really. My any percent PB is a 734, so really, factoring in not having push in Granular Rainstorm, you could technically still get a sub 8. Although that would be incredibly hard. Getting a sub 8 lap 2 would be phenomenal. And I've never had anything like that before. Now, we do only have 2 areas left, so I feel like I could actually finish this. I mean, Telegraphic Distortion is actually a very long area, but you know what? I think it is possible, and I would love to get this PB. You know what? We could actually get sub 25 as well, which is technically my goal in this category. Thinking back to, like, the last few areas of lap 1, I was actually going to reset, thinking I didn't have enough time to finish, so I was just going to call it a day and give it another go, really, from the start, from the top. But apparently we are on for a run. Now, this wouldn't happen in the GDQ run because I'm going to play so safe that it will not be possible for me to PB. But that is absolutely fine, because that is not what we will be there to show. We will be there to show the safety of the game. Yeah, line markings coming in very clearly helpful, because it slows the ball a lot more, because if you took that collision from face value based on physics, you would just sort of rebound off of it and get a really silly collision and then just not be able to hit the ball, and it wouldn't be very fun. But here, this game has those line markings because it just makes the game a lot more fluid and a lot more fun. So we still have 80 seconds to finish off this area. Still enough time to finish. Now I'm just going to take every up cannon here, because that is what I find to be the fastest way to get through. And I'm just going to wait here, just going to catch the ball. A rare instance of me catching the ball, really only just to deal with that cycle there of the gates. Falling back, unfortunately. From the right flipper, it's much easier to make this one. Going to take the upwards one, because that's going to skip a set of flippers. Here, I'm going to go for the right side, because that is actually a much quicker one than that loop. And we are just going to finish up here with... Oh, come on. No, we've just gone past sub 25. That's a shame. 25.02. Wow. Okay, that might even be a 25.01. But that is absurd. That is ridiculous. That was a no reset. So, really happy with that. That'll go up on YouTube. I actually have more YouTube stuff. And the good thing is, it's actually a commentated race to overtime too. Thanks for GG's Brass. Hope you're doing well. So, yeah. To be honest, I would have liked to have been able to do that on Wednesday, so that I could submit that to GDQ instead of the other run I submitted. But you know what? It's fine. Either way, I am really hopeful that this game can get into GDQ. There's a massive amount of submissions. There's like over 2,000 submissions for GDQ this year. So it will be difficult, and there will be a lot of more people not getting in than ever, really, because of that. So really just gotta take whatever happens. And yeah, I mean, it's my first time I'm submitting to a marathon in a really long time, so I'm just trying to work on my commentary as much as I can, because that is what I want to be perfected really for this. But 8:34 overtime 2, I'm super happy with. That is going to be annoying to play against. I mean, my first lap was terrible, so really I just need to bank all the time from early on and then just play okay. But that's pretty much it for YouTube. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around. Bye bye.